He found a dragon girl on his spaceship, little did he know. She had been following him for weeks. Jared had been alone in space for months. His ship, the Aurora, was a patchwork of old tech and new. Every corner smelled faintly of engine oil and recycled air. He liked it that way. Silence was rare in the galaxy. Most ships buzzed with chatter or automated music. Not his. His ship hummed with only the engine's steady rhythm. The first sign was a noise he could not explain. A small thump from the storage bay. Jared frowned. He checked the camera feeds. Nothing, he shrugged. Maybe a loose panel. He did not worry. Then he heard a giggle. It was faint, almost musical. He froze. No one was supposed to be on this route. Space was empty. Dangerous, yes, but mostly empty. He traced the sound. Through the narrow corridors of the Aurora to the storage bay. There, crouched among the crates, was a creature he did not expect. She was small. Her scales shimmered gold in the ship's dim lights. Her eyes were enormous, bright green and full of curiosity. Two small horns curled from her forehead. A tail twitched behind her. Jared's hand went to his blaster. "Who are you?" he demanded. The dragon girl tilted her head. "I am Lyra," she said softly. I wanted to see you." Jared blinked. "See me? You snuck onto my ship. You could have been killed." She shrugged, a very human-like gesture. "I have ways to stay hidden." He did not know whether to be angry or amazed. "Why?" she hesitated. "Because I've been following you." Jared felt his chest tighten. He had not heard of anyone or anything following a lone pilot for weeks. "Weeks," she nodded. "I saw what they did to your convoy. I wanted to help. I wanted to understand you." Jared remembered the ambush. Pirates had hit him hard. He had lost supplies, his crew, even some friends, and yet he had survived. That was why she was here. Not to steal, not to fight, to watch. He lowered his blaster. "And you thought hiding on my ship was the best way to do that?" Lyra smiled. "I am good at hiding." Jared laughed. It was short, surprised, and a little relieved. He crouched to her level. "You are brave, or reckless. Maybe both." She looked at him seriously. "I want to learn to fight like you. I want to survive like you. I want to go with you." Jared shook his head. "I don't take passengers, especially dragon girls who can fly through the engine room without touching anything." Her eyes narrowed, playful but determined. "I can be quiet. I can be useful." He stared at her, thinking. She was small but fierce. Her claws could tear through steel if she wanted. Her scales looked tougher than any armor he had ever seen. And somehow she had managed to follow him unnoticed for weeks. That was skill. "Fine," he said finally. "You can stay. But you follow my rules." Her grin was wide and genuine. "Yes, Captain." He did not correct her. Not yet. Days passed. Lyra proved herself to be more than a stowaway. She repaired broken circuits, cleaned areas he had neglected, and sometimes fetched tools with impossible speed. But it was more than that. She had a curiosity that pushed him. She asked questions about his navigation system, his combat training, his past. She watched him work with the precision of someone studying a master. "You were a soldier once, weren't you?" she asked one evening, floating near the observation deck. Jared looked at the stars. "Yes, long ago, before the galaxy went to war, before everyone forgot how to trust anyone. Lyra tilted her head. You survived when others didn't. Why? He sighed. Because I didn't have a choice. That is not true, she said firmly. You survived because you were better. Because you fight with your mind as well as your hands. He chuckled softly. You talk like you have studied every human alive. Maybe I have, she said with a wink. Jared realized she was not exaggerating. Weeks of following him, learning his routines, watching his mistakes. She was more prepared than most of his old comrades had ever been. The first real test came sooner than he expected. Distress signal blinked on the navigation console. A nearby freighter was under attack by raiders. Most pilots would have ignored it. Jared did not. He throttled the engines and steered toward danger. Lyra followed silently. When they arrived, the scene was chaos. Explosions rocked the freighter's hull. Raiders swarmed the docking bay. The freighter's crew fired back, but they were outnumbered. Stay back, Jared ordered. No, Lyra said. Her wings spread. I can help, he hesitated. She was untested in combat, but he had seen her determination. And maybe, he thought, he could trust her instincts. She darted forward. Her claws moved fast, precise, tearing through the raider drones. Energy shields sparked, but she dodged effortlessly. Her small size made her a blur, her wings a shield. She moved with intelligence, not brute force. Jared's jaw dropped. He fired his blaster with practiced precision, disabling enemy systems. Together, they were unstoppable. The battle ended in minutes. The freighter crew cheered. Jared barely recognized the victory as he watched Lyra leap gracefully, landing beside him. You were incredible, he said, genuinely impressed. She smiled but looked down. I learned from watching you. Jared realized something. She was not just following him. She had been learning, preparing, and now she had proven herself in battle. Weeks turned into months. Lyra became more than a companion. She became part of the ship, part of his life. She repaired systems, strategized, and sometimes just quietly observed the stars with him. One day, as they drifted through a nebula of violet gas, Lyra spoke. Why did you keep moving alone all this time? Jared hesitated. I didn't think anyone could keep up. I didn't want to be slowed down. I didn't want to lose someone. Lyra reached out, a small claw brushing his hand. You won't lose me. I chose to follow you. He looked at her. Really looked. Her scales shimmered in the nebulous light. Her eyes reflected the galaxy itself. He realized then that he had underestimated her. And maybe, he thought, she had changed him too. Then came the raid that would test them both. The Aurora was ambushed near a mining colony. A fleet of heavily armed ships surrounded them. Jared's hands flew over the controls. Shields flared. Weapons fired. But it was not enough. They were outnumbered. Lyra stood at his side, her wings spread wide. We can do this, she said calmly. Jared swallowed. He had no plan that guaranteed survival, but he had her, and she had become more than a companion. She had become a fighter he could trust with his life. They moved in tandem, him directing, her executing. She anticipated every attack, countering with claws, fire bursts, and precise strikes. Together, they turned the tide. Raider ships exploded, one by one. unable to predict the human and the dragon girl's coordination. When the last raider ship fled, the silence returned. Jared exhaled. He looked at Lyra, who was glowing faintly from the strain. "You were amazing," he said, voice low. She shook her head. "We were amazing," Jared smiled. It was rare, a true smile. He had been alone for too long. Now, he realized, the galaxy was different. With her, maybe survival was not just about endurance. Maybe it was about trust, partnership, even friendship. As they drifted into the next system, Jared felt a rare peace. He knew the galaxy was dangerous. Pirates, raiders, wars, they were never far. But he also knew he was no longer alone. Lyra curled on a console, wings folded, tail wrapped neatly. "So, where are we going next?" she asked. Jared thought about it. He did not have a destination in mind. But he did have a companion who had chosen him, just as he had chosen to trust her. "Anywhere," he said. "The stars are wide. We have time." She purred softly. "Then we will make the galaxy ours." And for the first time in months, Jared believed it. The galaxy was vast, dangerous, unforgiving, but with a dragon girl at his side, following him not out of fear, but out of choice. Maybe, just maybe, they could survive anything. He smiled. "Let's go, Lyra." And the Aurora jumped to light speed, carrying a human and a dragon girl into the endless stars, ready for whatever the galaxy would throw at them next. Asterisk.